gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the session on network monitoring. If you are here for a network monitoring session, it usually conveys to me that you have more than a handful of VMs in Azure. And connecting these VMs and services is a network which is non-trivial, a network with some degree of sophistication. In today's session, we'll talk about how you can troubleshoot, how you can monitor a network, and how you can remediate and service seal, get your network back online quickly. I am Ajay Gumadi. I am from the network monitoring team in Azure. You may be using some of the services that our team works on. So we work on Azure Monitor, Network Watcher, a solution for troubleshooting and monitoring your cloud networks, Network Performance Monitor for monitoring express route connectivity, for monitoring network connectivity within and between data centers and the cloud, and Traffic Analytics, a solution for auditing user and application activity, the network activity related to users and applications in the cloud. Let's talk about Azure Monitor. How many of you are aware of Azure Monitor? Good. How many of you use Azure Monitor on a regular basis? Good to see it. So for the rest of the audience, Azure Monitor should be the entry point for all things monitoring, for your monitoring journey in Azure. Whether you use an IaaS service or a PaaS service, all of our components send data into Azure Monitor. The data is refreshed constantly. The data is never older than a minute. You can slice and dice the data. You can apply filters on the data. And if your workload, for example, was fairly small, let's say you had 5 VMs and maybe a SQL service, an Azure SQL service, you can take the relevant metrics from those and construct a dashboard and stare at it all day. So you can create custom dashboards, custom views. Now, from a networking standpoint, why is this important? All of our services, the networking services, networking components, send data into Azure Monitor as well. So whether you're talking about our connectivity portfolio, which is ExpressRoute and VPN, or our lineup of gateways, or our security portfolio, which consists of firewalls, NSGs, etc., we send data into Azure Monitor as well. Within Azure Monitor, for most of these services, you're able to get the utilization metrics. You're able to get the health state. You're also able to get the operational metrics. For example, number of times an error may have occurred, an error of a certain type, or number of successful events. If you need more than just the raw metrics, you also have the logs so that you can debug. Now, when you have an outage, you need more than metrics. What are your priorities when you have an outage? Your priorities are, one, pinpoint the issue on the network. Figure out which component is responsible for the outage. That's your first priority. And your second priority is resolution, service healing the issue. In an earlier session, I think a couple of years ago, in a related context, instead of presenting this, we had a discussion with the audience as to what your two priorities were. And a gentleman somewhere in the middle raised his hand and said, my first priority is CYA. He later on told me he was joking, but was he? You never know. So when you talk about troubleshooting, let's go through a case wherein you have a fairly small network, a contained network, maybe 20 to 30 VMs. And for these 20 to 30 VMs, the networking services that you use will be fairly limited. You probably have a firewall, for sure you have a firewall. And let's throw in a load balancer as well. Now, on this network, on this small network, if you have a networking outage, it's going to be fairly simple to determine where things went wrong. If it's an access-related issue, you check or connectivity-related issue, you check the firewall. Everything else, you check the load balancer for application performance issues. Now, if you know the specific component that you need to debug, in this case, the firewall or the load balancer, Azure provides you a wealth of tools to help you debug. We provide the metrics, we provide diagnostic tools. But most of you are not at this stage with 20 to 30 VMs. Many of you have 20 to 30 subscriptions. Your compute and networking resources are now dispersed across multiple regions. At the scale at which some of you operate, you have a network that's fairly sophisticated. You're consuming every networking service. Now, on such a network, when you have an outage, when you have an issue, how do you figure out where the problem lies? At that point, what are some of the challenges that you will be seeing? Some of the questions on your mind at that point are, where do I begin? The old approach, when I talked about, hey, the 20 VMs and an NSG firewall and a firewall and load balancer, wherein you could go component by component and say, hey, is the firewall okay? Let's move to the next component. That's simply not going to work when you're dealing with multiple subscriptions, multiple regions. It's going to be a scale issue. Other questions, what path do I take? Of all of the troubleshooting tools that are available to me, which one should I start with? Remember, you're not able to localize the issue. Once you localize, Azure provides you with a number of tools. And finally, once you think you have fixed the issue, have you really fixed the issue? Or have you just suppressed it for time being? How do you verify that your network is back on track? So over the last year, we have spent some time talking to some of you, understanding how you are currently debugging your networks. Some of you have been kind enough to share your networking cheat sheets with us. The specific metrics you look at to identify a problem and the specs and the steps you are taking. We have also talked to CSS, our support organization, to see how they are guiding users, how they are guiding you when you report in an issue. So based on this, we took the best practices from what you have been following, what CSS has been doing, combined that with the data that you have access to, data that you have in Azure Monitor in your subscription, combine that with the tools that are available to you within Azure Monitor today. We are bringing them together into one package and making it available for all Azure users. So today at Ignite, I'm thrilled to announce the public preview of Network Insights, a cross-subscription, cross-region, multi-resource network health console. It presents insights in a manner that is relevant, intuitive, and actionable. So let's see how you can access Network Insights, and let's go through a couple of debugging use cases through it. So as I said, Azure Monitor should be the entry point for all things monitoring. So under Azure Insights, I look at Insights. I have applications, virtual machines, and right there networks. I can click on it, and rather than waiting, let me show you the Network Health Console. So here, across all of my subscriptions, across all of my resource groups, the health of all of my resources is shown here. Now, this is in preview. At the current time, we primarily focus on application gateways and ER and VPN connections. But we are adding more as we speak. Now, depending on your role, if you are handling primarily load balancers in your organization or express route circuits, you could filter the type of resource and cut out the what seems like noise to you. Now, so here you have the health. So on this network, which is probably about 50 subscriptions and a testnet subscriptions, I have about 19 gateways. I have about 51 VPN connections and 58 load balancers. Your networks are going to be much, much larger, much, much more complex. So on this network, we have about 2,600 odd networking services. Let's talk about a debugging scenario. Some of your users had taken the weekend off, and this is their first full weekend in November. They're trickling into work, West Coast, and beginning to check their pay stub, looking for details on the deposits that were made. And some of them are not able to access their pay stub. Now, how do you go about debugging this? You know that your users primarily come in, your remote users primarily come in from via VPN. Those who are working out of your corporate or branch offices are coming in via express route circuits. So let's look at the health of our express route and VPN connections. I see that I have 51 connections. Rather than go through each one of them, it tells me that 7 of them are bad or have a problem. So let me click on those. And it tells me all the VPN connections that have issues. Now, in Azure Monitor, we send a lot of data. We send data related to utilization, metrics, health state, etc. But the most important, the handful of metrics that we deem as the most important, those show up here. In this particular case, it's the bits in, bits out, the egress rate and the ingress rate. Now, we know that there is a problem with the network. So let me click on the health to see what's going on. So the first one, the VPN was auto-recovering. In this particular case, the two ends of VPN connection have a pre-shared key mismatch. So Network Insights has told you that there is a problem, and it's also pointing you to what the solution is. So far, you have seen in the first phase, you've seen the Network Insights, how it shows you the health of the entire network. You've been able to quickly drill down and say, hey, VPN connections have a problem. Which of the VPNs have a problem? Network Insights then points you to what the problem is and gives you the tips on how you can remediate. Now let's go to phase 2 of solution. Obviously now, after this fix is done, let's assume that your users are able to connect to the network, but some of them still are unable to access the payroll application. Now how do you go about it? Let's look at what we would do on the traditional network. So on the traditional network, when your users complain that the payroll application isn't working, here's what you do. First, users go to contoso.com/payroll, encounter a 500 series error. Next step, resolve contoso.com to its IP address. Fairly straightforward. NSLOOKUP will do the job. Next step, go to the relevant portal in Azure, relevant page in the Azure portal, and figure out what the IP address is assigned to. It seems to be assigned to an FQDN. Next, figure out the type of resource. In this particular case, it is an application gateway, a layer 7 load balancer. So again, you do this by drilling through the Azure portal. Next, you figure out if the Azure portal is capable of or configured to handle contoso.com. So for that, you look at an application gateway construct called listeners. I see that there are listeners for Contoso, and it's also handling a site called Microsoft Ignite, which we can ignore for the moment. Next, I need to know, so I know at this point that my application gateway is handling contoso.com, but is it handling contoso.com/payroll? For that, I will have to look up the rules. A rule tells me, hey, all traffic that is bound to contoso.com/payroll, send it to a particular backend pool here. So now I figure out, I go to another page, yet another page in the portal, and figure out what the backend pools are. And for a particular backend pool, I need to know the set of VMs in that pool. That's under lookup. Now that I know all of the VMs that are serving the backend pool, the next step is to go through each of the VMs in this particular case and see whether there is an application issue or a network issue or a resource issue at this point. Now let's see how the same problem can be solved with Network Insights. So here is the Network Insights page. I don't know, and I shouldn't have to bother, whether the application is being served by an application gateway or a traditional load balancer. All I know at this point is that my payroll application is not working. So I go to the search bar and type payroll. It now shows me all of the networking resources across my subscriptions and regions that are serving payroll. So I noticed that there is one application gateway. The others are brown because, as I mentioned, we support application gateways and VPN, and we are surfacing the others. But you can ignore things like public IPs for a moment. There's not a whole lot that can go wrong there. So we know that the application gateways are involved. If there was a load balancer, we would have found that out here. So good. And now I'm able to find the components. Now, while the application gateway is healthy, users are still having a problem accessing the payroll application. Why might that be? I click on application gateways to find the specific application gateway that is serving this workload. I find the hostname app gateway v2. I find the relevant metrics, the 4 metrics of the 10 or half a dozen of the dozen plus metrics. I find that at a particular moment, there was a spike in throughput, but almost at the same moment, the list of unhealthy host counts has gone up. So it's probably not a problem with app gateway. In this case, 2 things could have gone wrong. Either the app gateway was not functional, or the VMs were not functional. The workload itself was not functional. Here, it seems to indicate that the app gateway is fine, the health is fine there, the green check mark, but there is a problem with the VMs. So let's see. Now, in the previous case I'd shown you, we had to look up the listeners, the rules, and then eventually the backend VMs. Let's see how I can do this. Now, what's coming up is a fairly crude graphic. We're working through it. But this is the entire application gateway instance. So it has all of the listeners, the rules, and the workloads, the backend tools. Now, one of the challenges, if your question is the application gateway functional? Well, you have some of the application gateway metrics on your right. Now, you want to look at the health of the VMs itself. In this particular case, again, a work in progress, but if I wanted to run a particular tool, I no longer have to search for a tool or go to a particular different blade in the portal or run a different PowerShell script. The tools show up in the right context. For example, if I wanted to run a test on this, if I wanted to see the VM statistics for all of the VMs, I could open the resource blade or the VM insights. If you believe that the application was misbehaving on the network and you wanted to do a packet capture will be available eventually as one, and it's going to be one right click away. If this set of VMs depended on a different set of VMs and you think that connectivity is a problem that might be causing the outage of payroll application, you could run connection troubleshoot here. Right from here, it would run connection troubleshoot to the other VM, detect the problem. So in this part of the demo, you've been able to search for the networking resources that are working with a workload or that have dependencies on the workload. You've been able to identify the functional components that make up a particular network resource, and the right troubleshooting tools show up in the relevant context. You no longer have to keep a cheat sheet of which tools to run when. The tools are going to be available here. So a quick question. So I've shown you how you can debug application gateways, 2 classes of services, application gateways and VPN gateways. How many agents do you need to configure, do you need to install to configure one application gateway and one VPN gateway? Any answers? No? 0? Good. So there's a cup waiting for you at the end. Now, with monitoring, you also have to configure at many places. With network insights, for network insights to monitor application gateways, should I enable the configuration on the application gateway page or the network insights page? Which is a better option you think we have opted for? It's a trick question. Network. Okay. Any other options? You don't need to. Okay. So 2 glasses for the gentleman who tried and the one who gave the correct answer. So Network Insights does not require any agents or extensions. As I mentioned before, it utilizes the data that you currently have access to. It processes them and makes them available to you. It does not require a single line of configuration. It's always on. It's available to you in your subscriptions from within Azure Monitor. Please give it a try. It's available again from Azure Monitor. Try it out. It should definitely help in your troubleshooting environments and will help you remediate your networks much, much faster. Thank you for your attendance. Thank you. I will be at the Azure Monitor booth.